morning, friends. Today we will see what is the business landscape, how it is developing. We'll go through our business newspaper, that is business standard of today. So if you see the what are the news items, the markets. If you look at the markets, there is a minor downturn, that is around 0.5% down. Market is down. Nifty. Whenever we say the market, I'm referring to the Nifty index, the broader index. It has got good popularity, follow up, and the derivative instruments are also traded on Nifty. That is almost 90% of the F&O trading happens on Nifty index. So that way, I will be referring to Nifty. And also, we have 21 years of Nifty index futures successfully completed in this year. If you come to the next news item, that is of no Indigo. If you see this, Indigo reports net loss of 3,174 crores in first quarter, highest ever. So here, what we have to remember is, I think no, they are recovering from this pandemic effect, and there is a lot of interest in air travel once the fears about the third wave goes. And this is, I think, we are looking at a backward this thing. So always, if you see, the stock market always discounts the future. So now, if you see the hotel stocks or the airline stocks, they are going up heavily. So they are discounting the future, how the pent up demand, and it's what the business journalists call revenge spending, that will come into picture. So one of the reasons for this is also this ATF also has increased. And year on year is a huge increase, around 97%, 12% against the March quarter. This is how the shaping up. So of course, airline business is always a heavy business with people who do heavy pockets and a lot of loss absorbing capacity. And if you survive, you will thrive. That is the type of industry we have, particularly in airlines, newspapers, huge capital intensive industries. In the next news item, Ola's Agarwal takes on Musk over EV duty cut, electric vehicles. There's a lot of popularity of electric vehicles nowadays. So Tesla wants to sell in India by importing their electric cars. So that's how they want the cut in electric EV duty. But Ola is trying to for indigenous manufacture of electric vehicles. So there is that a debate and controversy is going on. So unless there is a point here that unless we encourage indigenous production, now we have world class companies and products like in Mahindra and Mahindra, Tata Motors. Our vehicles are being sold everywhere. Very huge brands like Thar, Scorpio. These are the things. In another news item, Flipkart moves top court in antitrust case. Walmart owned Flipkart has moved the Supreme Court against the Karnataka High Court's order that allowed an antitrust probe into the e-commerce firm and its rival Amazon to continue, according to multiple sources. Amazon India is also likely to file a similar petition. So here we have Competition Commission of India. So this Competition Commission of India is set up yeah, by abolishing this MRTP Act. Earlier there is an MRTP, highly restrictive Monopolies Restrictive Trading Practice Act, which is very no, hindering the businesses. So that's so that the abolished, and we have CCI. So this is how the business that is the competition between Flipkart and Amazon is going on. And in another related news item, SEBI asks for beneficial owners info in Adani firms. So who are the owners in Adani firms? So because a lot of people invest through mutual funds, hedge funds, pension funds. So they want, no, we at a initial level we know the what are the funds investing, but SEBI is asking for UBOs, ultimate beneficial owners. Who are the investors in that those funds that invest ultimately in the Adani companies? So a lot of funds are there. The Albula Investment Fund, Cresta Fund, APMS Investment Fund. There are a lot of funds from foreign companies and sovereign wealth funds. All these things. So it wants to know. In another news item, the domestic pharma industry recovers from COVID-19 blow. So some of the sectors are recovering from their lows, and pharma is one sector which is almost it has benefited from even COVID this same. So we have a domestic pharma industry is a huge 1.5 trillion rupees market. It is largely normal and back on growth path. So this is how many sectors are recovering. Okay. So, but no, the important point to note here is that the markets discount this. When the COVID-19 is onset and market is going down, pharma is going up. Now, when the pharma is normal and COVID-19 is receding, we may see some underperformance in the future. It is only a conjecture. So we have to see. My hypothesis is that pharma will underperform. So keeping that hypothesis, I have to see the market reaction and how the things are developing and what is the context, and whether my hypothesis is being rejected or not. That I have to see. So it will always come on a Bayesian updation of your investment thesis, your trading thesis. So never we should not be stubborn in the markets, because markets will be a more no, you can't what you call fight with the market. Markets are like big ocean. No, that thing we have to keep in mind. In another news items, you have DRL stock falls 10% after missing Q1 estimates proved by US SEC. These are approximate causes. We don't know what are the causes and all these things. But once you see the price reaction, you have to follow the price reaction depending upon your time frame. So you can't fight the market on a intraday time frame. But if you are a long-term investor, that is a different thing. You may that is difficult to get a DRL stock at a 20% correction. So you can slowly accumulate. But if you are in a intraday leveraged trader, you can't go against the trend, because you can't survive. Ultimately, the margin calls will come and cut you off, or your stop loss order gets hit. So what no, it's like the stockbrokers are like a snake. when when you are in the most vulnerable position, they will come and bite you. So if you see in the other news items, IMF slashes India growth forecast to 9.5% for FY22. But for FY23, it sees GDP growing 8.5%, 160 basis points higher than earlier projection. The IMF has sharply scaled down India's economic growth projection by 300 basis points to 9.5% for the current financial year from 12.5% estimate. So if you see in other related news items, banks, Q1 results, a very good bank, Kiandasin Bank, Canara Bank, UCO Bank. There's a lot of good results by banks. So this is all cycle. How, you know, and we say that banking sector is a proxy for Indian economic recovery. But the same as the same approach, whether the banking index that is the stock prices will be leading the recovery. So that way, the outperformance in the future between the corporate results and the stock prices, that is how we have to see that trade-off. Another major news: upgrade expands its course. The EdTech major is looking at three distinct areas to tap. So the upgrade, which is received a lot of PE interest and all these things, they are entering into other traditional areas also, like BCom, BBA, BSc courses, because earlier it was into upskilling that working professionals. So now this edtech market is also very hot due to this Byju's and all these things. In another related news item, China rout spreads amid fears of foreign sell-off. So if you see huge fall in Chinese markets because of Beijing's regulatory restrictions. So they have a lot of funds are selling. So these are all now stock markets, currency markets, bond markets, all are interlinked. So this is all what we call BCD nexus: bonds, currencies, and derivatives mix. Market regulators team up to watch SPACs, that is special purpose acquisition companies. So here, that the global securities market regulators, SPACs are shell companies that list themselves on the stock market and use the proceeds to buy other companies. It is a form of investment that soared last year on Wall Street, gathered steam in Europe. So SPACs, there is a lot of no need for transparency when dealing with SPACs. So that's how the regulators are coming up to for more transparency in specs and how they can monitor them, their activities. And another interesting news: two IPOs reveal Gen Z's vision of banking. So here, no, that is Paytm, because new generation, they're all no, it's of a lot of digital money. Their vision of banking is like Paytm and Google Pay. All these things are uh, their they are not traditional banking is not much in vogue for their interest. So this is how uh, the total business and economic landscape is shaping up, and as reported in this today's business press. Thank you for watching. Please comment if any uh, clarifications or questions or feedback in the video below. Please subscribe so that more videos and as a sort of encouragement. Thank you very much. We will meet tomorrow again.